do it, so I could just do it. For the But
That makes sense. I see that that's a pretty targeted job, like, and then, like, right, I mean, the fourth and one other times you do it, like.
I mean, I have license to do it, in arenas and spectrum center, things like that, so I look forward to learning and doing it. I just had so many other things going on, I really care to do more.
Right.
Now, I can go out on road, so maybe I'll push it a little bit further, diversify different ways.
Love that. And what a good pop by again for your spear. Give them like a little firework and your sticker on it. Maybe can July 4th, so a little fire. That's brand new right there. Let's see. I'm on my log. I know that's always the question with it, right?
For those of you online, just let me know if you can't hear me or see my screen at any point. You can let me know in the chat. And to start off today, just to introduce myself, I'm Jules. I am part of the in-house marketing team here with JuLeah Designs at KWB. And if you would like a one-on-one appointment with us so that we can dive into either email marketing, social media, branding, or listing marketing, if you come to the kwbresources.com website and click marketing help in the top right corner, that's going to bring you right to our calendar so that you can meet with us bi-weekly. So you can book with us every other week so that we can dive deeper into your business's marketing. So that's how our business model is set up. We have these coaching 30-minute appointments, and then we also have these marketing classes every Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. And we'll be going over basically the 4 buckets that we provide in our business so that you can implement that in your business for free. Or, of course, we have packages available. So if you're really looking for leverage or to get some time back, we can always help with that as well. For today's class, this is our social media class. So we're going to focus on that today. And the first thing we're going to focus on is actually going to be to make sure that everyone's social media accounts are set up for success. So just to start, let's start with So let's go ahead and start with Facebook. So for Facebook, we're going to have a business page on top of our existing profile. So do you have a Facebook business page set up?
I do, but it's not well set.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so that's going to be something that's going to be great to have set up and optimized for your business. Some key reasons why Facebook business is so powerful is because the credibility, the branding and credibility it can provide. So for one, Facebook business pages are what rises up on Google. Because Facebook is more of a friends platform, that Facebook business page really does brand you as someone who is a real estate business and not just a person doing real estate. So having a business page set up is hugely helpful. And Facebook is a little unique in this way. So for example, like Instagram, we can switch our Instagram account to a business page and it's like one account kind of deal. However, in Facebook, we still log in with our same Facebook login. However, we create a business page on top of this Facebook account. So what we're looking for in Facebook is on the left-hand side, when we sign in, again, totally like normal, like on a personal account. On the left-hand side, we're looking for this orange flag that says pages. When we click on that, that's going to have pages you manage right in the middle. Or if you need to go ahead and create a business page, we can do so by clicking create new profile or page here. When we click on that, we're going to want to select public page for this, not personal profile. And next. And get started. Then it's going to be very straightforward in regards to its prompting for all your content info. So the only note I want to give for Facebook pages is for your page name, I might recommend doing your first and last name of or with Keller Williams Realty. That way you're always good on compliance, wherever you're posting on there. So if you do first and last name with Keller Williams Realty, that's the only note I would give just for the page name. Everything else is really straightforward, like category, we're gonna pick real estate, for example. And some of these things like bio, for example, we can always come back to. So if it says optional, just know that we can come back to it at a later time, which I'm gonna show you how we can edit it. But just fill in the required pages to move us right along. Now, if you do have that page set up, or once you do have it set up, how we can go about editing it is going to be by going to this page. Now, this is where things get a little confusing to me. So you'll see that I actually can't edit it right now. And the reason is because I'm viewing this as my personal self. So I would want to switch to this page, which I can either do by clicking switch now, or by clicking up by my headshot and switching like so. So that this edit button does appear, so that I can make further edits to my page. So some things that you would want to have on there to really optimize your Facebook account is, of course, your profile picture so they can see your face. For the cover photo, like you'll see ours is nice and customized, but I might recommend, if you don't want to go the extra yard of doing the customization, I would recommend at least putting some real estate kind of cover photo on there. So as soon as they get to your page, they know exactly what you do. For this, I have a couple sites to recommend to you. So Pexels, with an X at the end, pexels.com is one of them, as well as Pixabay, which is Pixabay.com. Basically, both these sites are just free stock image websites. So you never have to worry about copyright infringement on these sites, and you can download those free. So I'm going to use Pexels for today. So Pexels.com. And when we go to this website, it has that search bar right front and center so that we can type in real estate, for example. That's a great option. If you want to more target yourself as a local expert and you try to search like Charlotte instead, that's going to pop up too. I will say, you know, with stock images, you have way limited options because they're free to use. So you might just have to do a little more searching if you're doing Charlotte. But I'm going to do real estate. And then once I click on real estate, what I can also do is I can click on this filters button. And I can look for just horizontal options, since we know that cover image is nice, like a long horizontal image. And then I can kind of scroll through and pick my favorite for my cover photo. Basically, I'm looking for a photo that I would find in North Carolina as well. So like maybe no palm trees. I kind of like this. Well, actually, I want to change my mind. So any of the photos that you like, if we just hover over it, we're going to find that download button in the bottom right corner. And that's going to download that right to our computer. And again, those are free to use for your business. You don't have to worry about fines or anything like that. My favorite story to tell with copyright is one agent tried to put a image on their website from Google. They like searched a cool photo, put it on there, and it ended up being like Discovery or Animal Planet or something who had ownership. They fined her like thousands of dollars and made her take it off her website. So she couldn't even keep it after paying. So rough. I know. So that's my nice little fun story to remind you to use free images. Right? That's
yeah.
Okay, so once we have that downloaded, what we can do now is in our Facebook page, we can go to edit this cover photo and upload that from our computer. And then we can pull that photo right in. I'm scared I'm going to edit ours. But nice job. Okay. I love it. But yeah, we can just add that right in. So yeah, right when they get to their page, it's just the biggest image on there. So it's important that they know you're in real estate with that image. Then scrolling down, we do have an option for a bio. just some tips there. Try to think more in bullet points than paragraphs, since when you're on Facebook, you're not really looking for a full bio, like a listing presentation kind of deal. You're really looking for the key parts that you want them to get right away. Since everyone's attention spans are nothing. And then last little note is when it comes for the business address, just use our address, like this office address, not your personal address. That is public for everyone to see, so using our business address. So those are great ways to optimize your profile. And once that business profile is optimized, the final thing I would highly recommend doing with your page is inviting your friends to come like it. So how we do this is, one, we need to make sure, actually no, we're gonna find and click on the 3 dots on our business page. And there we're gonna find an option to invite people to connect. And I would recommend doing this after everything's optimized, because it's basically putting a notification for everyone to come see your page. So making sure you have that ready to go. Once I click invite people to connect, it will make you switch, because you're inviting your friends to come like, so you have to be following them, or they have to be followers on your personal account to come invite them on your business page. But we can then do select all and send invites to everyone. And what is so powerful about this is that by doing this, it puts a notification in their bell icon that you've come and invited them to their page. So essentially that is a introduction that you're in real estate in itself, right in their bell icon, which is really hard to achieve typically. Typically they have to see it on their feed, which is all algorithm based. This is putting it right directly in their notification, so they, if they check their notification, they can't miss it. So that's a huge, huge thing to do with your Facebook page, just to help announce yourself in real estate. Okay, so that's the Facebook side of things. That's the settings and the setup there. On the command side, I have that open in another tab. So if you open another tab and go to agent.kw.com, keep your Facebook account open. It helps being logged in automatically. But what we can do in command is we can click on our name in the top right and go to settings. And now yours is going to look different than mine. Connected apps pull right up to the top. What we're looking for though is this Facebook post scheduling. And it's going to be under socials probably if you haven't connected it up. So Facebook post scheduling. And if you haven't connected it, it will say like connect account to the right side. So you can click on that. It will prompt you to log in. And since we already are logged in on another tab, it will like auto log us in. So basically all we have to do is select from a checkbox with the business page we want to post. And let me know if you have any trouble with that. Yeah, sure. And also while you're doing this, like in the settings section, we won't focus on this in today's class, but there is a separate Facebook setting to connect up for ads. And basically how those differ is post scheduling. So this allows you to schedule out posts in advance to post right on your business page for your followers to see. Ads, on the other hand, we can target based off the geographic location. So it's hitting non-followers and to help, add some online leads to our command database. And for that, where we connect that up is by clicking this paid ad settings. And since we're already connecting our Facebook account, let's go ahead and do that too, so that we can, if we do want to run ads down the line, we can do that. So when we click on there, it's bringing us to this new page experience or new ad experience. And where we need to go, if it doesn't directly bring you there from the settings section, is in here, we're going under assets and Facebook pages. And then we can click the ad page here. Again, if you're already signed in on another tab, it makes things easier. And so you can just connect that up here. And again, where I am is, oh, I lost it. Nails. Visual. Okay, you feel that, yeah. Relatable. So where I am, in the settings section, again, what we're focusing on in today's class is this one with post scheduling. But if you're going ahead and connecting up Facebook, this ads manager, if you click on this paid ad settings, it's going to bring you to that section to connect that up to if you'd like. Alrighty. So let's jump over now to Instagram to make sure that's set up properly and connected to our business page so that we can use it in command. So for this side of class, I am going to be mostly on the mobile device since there are different settings on the mobile device versus the computer, which makes things fun. So for those of you online, feel free to just follow me along by voice and let me know if you have questions as I go through it. So let's open up the Instagram app on our phone. And the first thing we're gonna do is just go right to your profile by clicking your headshot in the bottom right corner. When you go there, there's going to be an edit profile button right underneath your main headshot. And to start off, if you have not switched this over to a professional account yet, there's going to be a link at the bottom to do so. And let me know like where you are, I can help you specifically. Yeah. Well, that sounds like yeah, that you're already a professional, which is perfect. Well, you look like. So let's click edit profile though again. Okay. We'll scroll down just a little bit. Awesome. Okay. So right now, this page is connected to your because you have a separate this. Right. Okay. So so this is a little different strategy depending on what you do. So having that page, I guess you still do that, right? Like as a side. Like you still do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
I want to incorporate the real estate.
Under that one. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So then, yeah, I would recommend that if we're changing this one to or that you're going to post for real estate,
Yes.
I would recommend for category too.
Okay, yeah.
Category. If you select entrepreneur instead for that, and click the check mark. Why that's so great is that you'll have access to all the music library, so you can access trending sounds, because without only commercially used ones can be used. And yeah, you can use it as an entrepreneur. So that gives you access to the music. Now, this page is tied to that page, which is perfect, right? Because you're going to be posting on that one for real estate.
I will change it to do so, yes.
Awesome. Okay, then that's perfect. Then your Instagram account is perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, like settings wise, like you're able to connect this right to command right away. Now, in regards to the strategy, in regards to kind of merging those together, I might recommend utilizing ChatGPT to kind of give it both of your niches and give it a good strategy to marry those both. Because I do like the idea of keeping your following count, that's so hard to build up. So adding more towards that content, Leah, is a fun project for me. Because you drive, but you own cars, is that correct? Okay. Right. Yeah, is that what your social media reflects right now?
It does.
Okay, great. Yeah, so combining the two. So I know I looked at your website and it's like the luxury feel of transportation, right? So I don't know if you want to also follow or go along a similar market niche for real estate, right? So from luxury living to luxury transportation, right? So you can feature different luxury homes around Charlotte, and we can talk more about ideas on how you can do that, based on what kind of people are renting your limousines, What love that idea. Oh, good one. What type of people do? Like, do they rent the limousines? Do you drive them as like prom kind of deal, or
A little bit of all of that. However, I like to focus on the service itself, not just limiting it to cars and transportation, but also real estate, also technology, also highway techniques.
you're their guy?
The amount of yes. So that's why I'm here.
I love.
I mean, in the very least, I can picture like your logo in the middle, like your guy, right, and then like. Lines that go to each one of your niches would be a cool first post to make them understand that you're more than just what they know you as.
And I don't want to manage multiple accounts, like I really just want to have all the services, all
Yeah.
the leads going into this one generic bucket that I can then follow up with and produce or share whatever I have going on, whatever listing, whatever.
I see, right, which you can use command for.
Correct.
Yeah, I love your brand because it's so overarching,
Yeah.
being like concierge, it can be applied to some things. I love that.
Right.
So that-
Like a luxury service, yeah. So we can brainstorm more and we can book a next meeting,
Yeah, that'd be
for
great.
next week, and then we can brainstorm more custom ideas around
Please, thank
these
you.
ideas. So,
But yes, in regards to the settings side, you're ready to get connected to command. So that's also found in the settings section of command. And yeah, mine's under social because I've never connected it up. So I can click connect an account and it is going to prompt you to sign into Facebook. But yeah, they're the same thing. Now, lastly, just to more touch on some extra social media platforms that would be good to have out there. A LinkedIn account. So just having a LinkedIn account and having it optimized on there, even if you're not posting regularly on there. It's just great to have a profile in case there are people who prefer that social media platform. So like a lot of corporate America likes that platform. So making sure that you at least exist out there is great for LinkedIn. And then also Google business page is another really great one to have. It's probably the most finicky of all of them because it tries to verify your address and there's 500 people trying to do the same thing. So that's where it becomes a little difficult. But how you go about it is if you go to business.google.com, it will prompt you to log in with your either your KW email or personal Gmail account. I might recommend using a personal Gmail account just in case you were to ever leave KW by chance, you would get to keep your Google business page with you. So setting that up is pretty straightforward in the sense that it will kind of prompt you through the things to set up. And the last thing it's going to prompt you to do is to record a video to verify your address. Just some tips with doing that, because I've done it quite a few times. I've been successful like 50% of the time, so it's not a great percent, but you have to start outside and you have to do one full video without like pausing of walking into like the building and coming into the office. So what I found tips wise is you can't talk in it and you can't have faces in it. So if like people are getting off the elevator, you have to like quickly kind of go down and not show their face. Something else to note is that our elevator is a mirror. So when you get in, your face is shown right away. So kind of keep it down in the elevator. And then once you get in here, just walk straight in, don't show Sue, but walk straight in and zoom in on the Keller Williams Valentine side logo that's right there. And that's when I end the clip.
Did you say the part going to the mailroom? I thought that tip on it because they want you to access somewhere that the normal public wouldn't have access to and show like your name. So we've had an agent that works, I believe, walk in the front door and go to the mailroom and there's a mail slot in there. And so showing that you can get into the mailroom and open that up sometimes hits what they're looking for. Oh,
Hey,
Yeah, that's how to go about setting up a business page. If you get stuck with any of it, I love using ChatGPT for my troubleshooting because I can walk back to it. So I might recommend like using that to help too. Right. Oh, awesome. Hey, how's it going?
meeting at 12:30.
Yeah.
I'll be.
Yeah. So yes, before we dive into now, I'm going to dive into kind of the content available into Command and how we can schedule that out. Before doing that, I just love to show this resource too. It's called answers.kw.com. Basically, it has articles and screenshots on how to do everything in Command. So like, let's say I want to learn how to connect it up for social posts or whatever, just like what we talked about today. If we click on that, they have so many different, like, I love the screenshots in it because it's just so helpful to have something to reference like that. So you do have extra resources in case you forget everything I say today. All right, so now let's jump back into command. And the first thing I'm going to show you is one of my faves. It's going to be the neighborhood video. It's how easy it is to create that. So where we're going to go for this, and typically how these sections work together, is we're going to create in designs and go schedule that out in campaigns. That's typically how those work together. For this one example though, I'm starting in campaigns. So when we go to campaigns, it brings you to this overarching dashboard for campaigns. And when we scroll down just a little bit, we have these things called quick posts. And so it's what KW like kind of creates a post and a caption for you ready to use, so that all we have to do on any of these posts is click that share icon. And it's going to move it right into the social post build out. And we're going to see this a lot in today's class. So we basically just need to go through each of these sections. So like, for example, if you want to post out on Instagram as well, you can select that here. Then it gives you a nice caption to use, but of course you can update that to make it sound more like you. It gives you a nice picture to use. So really all we have to do here is either publish that immediately, or we can schedule that out for a specific day and time. Oh, okay. Yeah, then you click out and it saves it, and then you can click schedule post, and that's going to post on your business page. So a reminder that command only speaks to your business agent. I'm going to just take this draft out there. And then also under these quick posts, so again, it's under campaigns and dashboard. One of them never changes, and it's called this neighborhood video. It's really cool. So all we have to do to get started with this one is click that share icon. Then it will prompt for a neighborhood name. So you can type in either maybe the one you live in, or you can type in one you're farming, or maybe you just feature a new Charlotte neighborhood every week on your system. So we can search by that, and of course click the right one in case there's multiple versions of that neighborhood, and click next. Then what's cool is all this information pulls in for you. It's pulling from the Nextdoor app. So it is important to kind of eye it over just in case, you know, it might be a little different than what you're seeing. Because you can edit that here if it's a little different. Then the rest of the information pulls in for you as well. So your branding pulls from your marketing profile. And then the market center information pulls from there too, but you can edit it here if you'd like. So truly, all we have to do on this page is click next. And then it's going to generate this video, and I'll show it to you because it's nice and short. It's only a minute long, but it's nice and valuable. I have a so I'm just gonna find it. All you need to know is a neighborhood name, and then wow, you create, and everyone's thinking, wow, you created a video just for my neighborhood. That's so nice. So yes, once that's created, and typically that's created in this section. Let's see. So I might have to go about this a little different of a way because this way wasn't fast enough for me. But usually once we create that in the campaign section, there's a save video and post. So it brings you right to that social post creator. However, to get back there, this is a few ways to go about it. So either we could go up to create campaign in the top right corner and do this as a social post. And I'll show you the other way with the feature examples. Let me see if I'm able to pull this in. Okay, so yeah, I guess I can pull this in this way instead. I will say, like on the first screen, like it says, this is the data based off this date. So I will say these are a little less schedulable in advance because it is pulling the data based off the day you create it. But we can publish immediately right from here as well. So that we can do that. And it might not just be the way it's working, but that's typical. If that makes sense. Usually when you create it from the section here and you create it, it brings you right to that section with it embedded. It was just taking a long time. Okay. So neighborhood videos, I love those. I think they're so easy to build and they're pretty valuable. Next, I'm going to show you more of the typical way to go about creating social media content. So like I mentioned before, we typically always create and start in designs and then we go to campaigns. And that's what we're going to do with this example. So in the design section, when I go here, these are previous designs that I've worked on. So it does auto save all your designs in this section so that you can go back and work on it. However, if we're trying to get to new designs, we can go up to create design in the top right corner. And because this is social media, we're going to click social and next. And when we do this, we're taken to WeBrand is what it's called. It's basically trying to copy something like Canva. It has a bunch of templates in there ready to use. My favorite part about this like design section versus something like Canva is that in Command, this is all synced with the MLS. So making and creating listing content is really nice and easy here because it auto pulls that information in for you. So you don't have to go do that manually. However, for today's class, I'll actually touch on this because it is a newer feature that I love. So under the listing section, let's say we wanted to do some listing marketing for social media. And just a heads up, even if you don't have a listing right now, you can market other listings in this office. It is like recommended to reach out to them just for like just saying, hey, is it okay if I market your listing? They always usually say yes because that's extra marketing for their listing. So they usually are very pro doing that. So if you want to like look in the MLS or even in Command for nice listings to post out, you can use other KWB listings. And what I want to show you is just that when you hover over a listing template in here, there's an extra feature called Auto, which makes your life so much easier. When you click on that, it prompts for fields to fill in instead of like on the design. And then it generates the design for you based off what you put in. So I love that auto create feature now. It's pretty new. But then on the left-hand side, we're going to get a ton of different categories. So for example, since we're able to schedule out in advance right from Command, if you wanted to do the full year of, or even the quarter of holidays so that you are posting on that day, it breaks it down by month. And so that you can get access to all the holidays that you would want to post on. Holiday posts are great because they're so schedulable. I mean, those dates don't change in the year. So that's something that if you time blocked and you just got that done, then it would be. Now, anytime we click a category on the left-hand side, we're going to get some extra options to narrow that down near the top. And for social media, the social slash square, the square versions tend to work really well. So that way you can kind of narrow that down even further. Ooh, like this fall one's. But for today, I actually am going to do more one that's evergreen, a little less of a holiday one. So under lead generation, we have some extra options here. And I'm going to click on home value. And again, when I click on the left-hand side, I'm going to get options near the top, and I'm going to click on social square so that I can only narrow those down by my social media options. And then for today's example, I'm going to do this backyard utopia one. And click use to start using it. Now to start off with, every single design in here, you will always see this logo, this DBA name logo. And that's to remind you to go put our logo on it, or like whichever market center you're a part of with KW. But with our market center, so our logo is only required on listing posts. So if you post about a listing, like a KWB listing, you have to put our logo on there for compliance. For other posts like holidays and like these home tips, you do not need to have our KWB logo on it for compliance unless you have your logo on it. So if you have your own custom logo, you always have to have the KWB logo like in together with it. But if you don't have like a logo, you can simply delete this from your design and we don't need to update it. Now, just some tips with working in the design section. So first off, if we click on an element, so let's say this text box, single clicking on it will allow you to change the format. So the font, the size, the color. Double clicking will allow you to change what's actually in there. And that works across like many elements as well. So you can always like edit them like up near the top. So like alignment and things like that. And then clicking out of it is what gets it back to like the original what's up here. And we can change things to better fit our brand. So for example, let's say like we wanted to, better fit our brand and do since we're pink, maybe I want this to reflect my brand in that regards. So I can change that and apply so that you can better fit this for your branding. Now, another way to really customize this for you is that let's say maybe we want to add our face to it or a headshot. What I love to do is first under images, if we click on images and go over to my assets, that's going to have your headshot from your marketing profile in there. So it's images and my assets up here. And I'll actually show you where we can get to our assets because that's something good to optimize further if you're planning on using commands designs. But let's say I add myself to this design. It's gonna add me really big. That'll make me so much smaller. Oh. And then what we can also do, if we're clicked on this image, we can remove image background. Wait for that to load. And that way I can put myself like nicely on this design somewhere so that I'm, let me see, where should I? Let's move everything. If you click outside the design, I think, yes, okay. But you can also grab multiple things at once. So let's say maybe I want to grab everything, pull everything up. Drag outside. Well, so that I can better focus. Here I am. And then too, if I wanted to like add my contact information here, I can do that too. I can click like text box and just go ahead and add that. But once we have the design ready to go, what I would recommend doing first is downloading that to your computer, especially if you're planning to go schedule that out right away. Sometimes it takes command like a minute to sync to itself. So I always like to have a version downloaded on my computer in case I'm too quick. Perfect. Now we can click done and it's going to move us back into command. And now that we've created that in the design section, we're gonna go schedule that out in campaigns. So like I mentioned before, one way to go about this is click and create campaign in the top right and your social posts. But another way to go about this is once we're in campaigns, if we go up to the white menu bar and click social posts, that brings us to like our social post dashboard. So we can see things we have going on. So as you start scheduling things out, you can see the days you've already scheduled on, so you're not double posting. And what I like to do too in the social post section, I can change this week to a month view. So then I can really see what's going on, like with my social media game. So any day I want to post on, I can also just click on that day. And it's going to bring us right back to the social post build out section. The only difference is that it automatically like makes it that day that you're posting on. So that's another way we can do that. Then we're going to fill out our content. So for this, we're going to put that little media icon next to the emojis option. And this allows you to browse your designs right from command. So it's all kind of synced together. So that we can just simply grab that. And that's what I usually get if I go too fast. Because usually it takes like a minute to sync. So that's why I like to download it on my computer as well. So that way I can just easily grab it that way instead. Then for the caption, you'll start to look. I'm not the word sister, I'm the numbers sister. So I like to use ChatGPT always for my captions. And for this, basically I can write, usually I like to start my prompts as act as a real estate professional, just so it puts it in the right framework. And write a social caption. It's just gonna know. I can't. And then I want to mention that the actual tips will be in the post, so it doesn't like generate its notes. The more information you can give it, always the better. I just love it. It does way better than I could have. And it won't be a swipe, so I'll just edit that part. But for the most part, that did a great job and does very much connect to my post. If you have the pro version, you can also just like attach that social media post and say write a caption for it, and I'll do that. But I think with the free version, you only get one attachment per day. Okay. Check out my post. And that way, you know, you're really with your social media content. So a lot of times what agents kind of do incorrectly is that they only post just listed, just sold, you know, just about their activity. And while your friends and followers do care about your business, of course, it's just not the reason that they're following you. And with the timeline that people only buy or sell like within 7 to 10 years, you want to make sure that you're providing value for those people who are not yet ready to buy or sell. So that may look like some home tips so that you're branded as a home expert. Or even if you're posting out about like new restaurants in Charlotte or new things going on, then you're branding yourself as a local expert. So trying to think of ways kind of outside buyer and seller tips too. While those are great reminders, you're in real estate, trying to think of what would provide value for them to keep following along. Is kind of the idea. So this is kind of a good idea of like, yeah, this is a great home tip. So I'm branded as a home expert. They're going to come to me as a home expert while providing value. And then if we're posting from command, there's going to be this compliance section. So as I mentioned, though, we only need those for our listing posts. But let's say you forget that one time on your listing post. If you do it through command, you'll have this extra option just to add it right. And then we can publish it, schedule this out for a specific day and time. And because I clicked on that calendar day, it brought me to that day, but I can still select schedule post. Any questions on
No, we're not.
that? Okay, cool. Awesome.
That's a lot,
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
but it's really cool to see the power of all of this.
Exactly. Yeah. If anything, like take this as what it can do, and then like we can always like in our appointments break it down in a more implementable way for your business. But it's kind of a double-edged sword of command. It can do so much, but it's a lot to learn. So yeah, we try to break it down with these like nice little buckets. So, okay, my next social media post that I would like to go over has to do with your website and a great way to help drive traffic to your command website through social media. Now, I will say this one is more of a Facebook strategy, just because Instagram, you can't have links in your bio, or you can't have links in your caption. You can only have it in your bio. So this will be more of a Facebook post for this. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to, in a new tab, I'm going to open up my live website. And if you're not sure what your website URL is, if you go to the last icon on the left-hand side, that's going to be like the website backend. Well, it used to say the website name. Let me just see. Manage settings, maybe? Okay. Hold on. Website? Yes. Okay. Launch website is that little icon. And that's going to pop it open in a new tab. All right. So one of my favorite things about this website is the functionality of it. So this search bar does search across the entire nation, and it syncs to the MLS faster than Zillow can even do. So this IDX search feature on the website is the coolest part. So yeah, you can search anywhere, and you can share your website to people that live out of our MLS, because they can search based off their current location and see homes for sale. So one thing I like to post, so let's do, for example, if we wanted to post on our social media, all the open houses that are going on in Charlotte this weekend. How we would do that, so first step is we go to our live website and we perform that search. So on my website here, I'm going to search for Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to search by location first. And make sure it's the North Carolina one, and we can click on it from that drop down. So instead of clicking search here or clicking enter, I would highly recommend using the drop down. It gives a more exact point or something. And once we click on that, now, just a heads up, this URL is performing a search for all the active homes in Charlotte, North Carolina. So even that is a good search. So see those populate. However, if we want to get more fun with this, there's ways that we can filter this. One of those filters is in the filter section. And if we scroll to the very, very bottom of this list, there's tons of things we can filter by. There's going to be an option for open house, for example. So if we click that toggle and click show, now this URL is performing a search for Charlotte open houses. So if we took this URL, well, that's good. I wanted to go to Facebook. And we went to Facebook. Like, let's say we went right to Facebook for this, since it's only for Facebook. And we say need weekend plans. Oh, and I might recommend doing this on your business page, not your personal page. You do need weekend plans. Here's a list of all the open houses going on in Charlotte, and see this weekend. There, and post that link. So we'll give a little thumbnail of your headshot of the website. You can leave that if you want, or mine didn't. You can probably keep that. I'm gonna post this and see how it goes. Okay, and then we click next and post. No, we don't need to. we post. So now when they click on that, that's gonna bring the traffic right to your website. And they're actually giving the full list of Charlotte open houses that are going on. And that link is dynamic, meaning whenever they post on it, even if it's a month from now, they're gonna get the most up-to-date version of those open houses. So it's a great way to drive traffic back to your website while providing value for them and showing what your website can do for them. And then what I might recommend, like since I posted that on my business page, if I want to make sure my friends see that, if I go to my personal page and I click the share icon here, that's going to allow it to show up for all my followers on my personal account too, to drive traffic back to my business page. I'm doing a lot of driving traffic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. I do love that post. Like even if you did like a fun search Friday or something, like and you did a new search each day, because you could really get creative with that. And like let's say, okay, yeah, this time I want to do price reductions in the past 7 days. That's a great one. That's a toggle down here.
Because our clients can mess with it too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to let them interact with it.
Exactly, and then kind of while showing them what they can do on there, like maybe they didn't even know they could search like open houses, and you provided that.
But we're the cooler version of some.
Yeah, I think so. I always, like when I'm on vacation, I pull up the command sign, not the, just to see what homes are for sale like that. So it is really valuable. And then like too, like you get creative, like, okay, it's summertime, here's all the homes with pools in the backyard. Or like, you can even search by school district on here. So if you want to do, here's all the home in the Weddington School District, or a top school district in North Carolina, under $1 million. You know, it's always the same steps where we do the location search and do the filters. And then we can take the URL and it's always, and it's going to be dynamic. So yeah, here's now, but like, yeah. Yeah, 79 options. Okay. Take that and yeah, say, okay, here's all the homes under $1 million in Weddington, in the top school district in North Carolina. And yeah, that's a great reminder that you're in real estate. Now, in that example that I gave too, like it didn't have an image attached to it, you know, like it's just kind of that link. If you wanted to, because of course an image is going to be a little more eye-catching, a little more work, but if you wanted to, there is in the create design and social, there is like a website design section that would nicely complement that.
That are like stock, free stock.
Kind of.
Those,
Yeah, it's under lead generation on my website.
It's like Pexel connected already. Is that what you mean?
It's well, these ones, like if you like, for example, if we did that Weddington School District one, if you wanted an image to like complement it with your post, like they have like little options like this, but you're so right. The design section in command automatically uses stock photos, and you have options for a ton of stock images right here.
Awesome.
Yeah, and these are all free to use. And if they're not, they'll say. But like, yeah, if we wanted to just like use this, let me just go through the.
So this is like somebody in KW has already kind of put it together for real estate for us. And so we just pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. They're all real estate related. So like, yeah, it's all for KW agents. So like if I wanted to
Imagine how much data.
Did you see, have you seen like the command AI?
No, not yet.
It's called KWIQ. And it specifically is pulling from like KW models, which is kind of cool. Like, so it's already in the like act as a real estate agent framework. And what I also like about it is it's on your command app too. So one person gave the example, they used it like in front of they were about to go to a listing presentation. They were sitting outside of it and they asked for like scripts to use right on the go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's under the hamburger icon. It's called KWIQ. It's always like the sparkles, but they basically ask like, I need a script for this presentation for that. It wrote.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, just to show the final step here, if we wanted to do that website post, and I wouldn't select Instagram for that since it's a link. But
Instagram does not allow you to do links.
not in the caption, like you'll see in Instagram, like link in bio. Because you can only put it in your bio. But we could still do, looking for Weddington. Kind of deal. Under. And then we would take that URL. Or, oh wait, that wasn't, but yeah. I have the search in different tab. We take it, and this is pretending the one for the Weddington School District, one under a million, and then we would paste it. So now it would have a photo with it, and then they link. So it might be a little more eye-catching. Again, it's an extra step.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever you see fit with your business. And yeah, this one is schedulable because that link is dynamic. So we'll pull the most up-to-date list every time.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, that is how we can use Command for our social media scheduling. What I might recommend if you are like diving into social media side, I find it hugely helpful with the time block. Like all our clients, I do that on like the 1st/2nd of the month. And I do the entire month's worth so that like it's just off my mental plate.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Like it's just too much to think of something every day. And two, it becomes like a better use of your time if you're like focused on creating the content and then scheduling out versus like each day being like, what should I post? So I love the idea of time block. And with Command, it makes it easier because it's like a nice centralized place, like in campaigns and social posts. Like, so as you start, building those out, you can like have a calendar view on all you have going. And lastly, just to kind of sell our services too, we do have social media packages available. One of our most popular social media packages is our bronze social media package. And that is posting 1 time a week on your business pages for an entire year for $199. So it's a one-time fee for $199 for the entire year. And these are the kind of posts that we post on there. So yes, we do seller posts and buyer posts, but we also try to do engagement posts like this or that, and more knowledge-based examples. So basically, this is doing the job of like kind of doing a social media post. So if you forget 1 week, it's not the end of the world. And then anything you're adding to it is really adding to your brand, aside from just like being a real estate. If you are interested, feel free to reach out to our email contact at JuLeah Designs through anything about that. But yeah, just an option with us. Well, any questions I can help answer? Like I could help I could go back and go through any steps if I went too fast.
No, not at all. I wasn't sure how interactive I should be as you're recording. So
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm at really asked.
Oh yeah, no problem. And yeah, you're always open to jump right in. Yeah.
Yeah, as of right now, I think I gotta soak in a lot. I want to run to the other meeting, but definitely, I think I want to just purchase services. I thought I mentioned that at the last conversation we had, so I need to follow back up with you, because I did get a brand kit, but I definitely want to make changes to that.
Okay.
I'm not feeling.
Okay, no, absolutely.
With
Yeah.
that said, I feel like I'm delayed and behind the ball with this process. So I'm even my card, my picture's not on my card, but there's so many things that don't seem to be right.
Gotcha.
That I gotta get cleaned up, and I can try to sit here and learn, try to do all of it, but it's just not gonna work. I'm gonna have to hire you.
It's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, especially at the gate, you know, it's trying to do kind of all, while trying to focus on what's important, which is like, you have to sell and buy that, like, you know, that's the main part of it, let alone the marketing side, and you have to wear so many hats, and you're already doing your businesses.
So, yeah,
So I can't even imagine.
I'm losing my mind. But
Okay,
I do look forward to trying to take advantage of it as soon as possible. I mean, how quick do you guys do turnaround with maybe the initial setup for new agents?
yeah, so honestly, we've been in a little bit of a transition period. We were previously the Market Center Tech as well as the marketing.
Yeah.
So now we're just focusing on the marketing side, which has been a little transition for us internally. But yeah, we can absolutely, I will also follow up too, with an email of, let's like book, because yeah, I remember our meeting so well, and I was just like in the chaos of it, which I know you're in.
So I gotta say that, I didn't really know what else was going on, but I was like really trying to line it up with the 4th of July and or my birthday, which was the 16th.
Right,
Now that we passed both of them, I kind of feel like I missed a really awesome moment to do what I wanted to do. So now that I'm trying to just get it all together to figure out where to move forward, I think I just need to start with the base. Really just understand the value proposition here to be able to take advantage of the extra help that I need to leverage the help I can't do.
right, yeah.
Some of the stuff I can't.
Yeah, and two, yeah, being like having multiple things going on. I might recommend, something I might recommend setting up as a new agent out the gate.
Yeah.
Is the quarterly call plan, and something we've already done, but,
No.
okay. So, one, are your contacts in command?
So half of them.
Okay, good, well, that's good, because, so what this quarterly call plan, what it can do, it can remind you to, basically, what it's set up for is to remind you to call everybody once a quarter. So like remind you of who to reach out to, so you don't need to remember who to call next, who to call last, it will tell you. So, but what I love about that plan, especially for new agents, is it's at least a reminder, even if you don't take it as a call reminder, and you don't have their phone number, let's say. If you go, then email them for their phone number. Or you even go take that as a reminder to go comment on their social media posts, because you haven't seen them pop up in a while. It at least systematizes your touch system so that you can make sure that you're not forgetting about anybody. And it helps with your cleanup system. So typically out the gate, contacts are a great thing to focus on out the gate. Because one of your best friends is going to be smart plans, which is the automation feature of command. But a lot of them you can't use unless your contacts are clean.
They're in the dirties. I was just joking about it today. I think 411 was a comment.
Call them. Maybe I need a house. But yeah, so that's typically the first push. And there's this thing called the 201 Club. PW. Okay, yeah. And it talks about if you can get over 200 contacts in your database, you can set them up on those smart plans to help build your business habits. However, they're not just talking about like 200 names thrown in there. They're wanting these 5 things attached to the contacts: an email, phone number, physical address, and then bonus points for a birthday and a home anniversary. The whole idea is, yeah, if you can collect that information, which I know is tedious, that's right. That those smart plans can automate each of those touches so that it can be like off the play.
So can I integrate like Facebook birthdays into my contacts somehow?
Kind of, well, not in a fun way, like more in a manual way. So like in Facebook, yeah, I know. In Facebook, I do like this section of Facebook. They have like
So on your friends list, basically.
yeah, there's a birthday section. So that like you can more easily, like if you time block them more easily. If you scroll down to the following month, it starts to break it down so you can hover over and just see their name and date.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do like that. But it's kind of a reverse way to go about it, because like instead of like you see them in your contact database and you go like they would have, or you know.
I can't export or play with that stuff. I get.
Facebook is extra private nowadays. They don't let you export anymore, like your contacts. So that's like a way to go about it. Other sneaky ways to go about it is like the tax records. So if they're a homeowner, you'll know their address and their home anniversary.
Yes.
So you can add those to the contact records.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that way. Because what my favorite email in here is a smart plan. It's called the monthly neighborhood nurture. Have you seen that?
The neighborhood nurture, the video that you showed us? Or-
No, that's the neighborhood video that,
Okay.
yeah, I know, there's good memory though. It's a, let me see if I can pull one. I might pull one up on my phone. It's a really valuable email. I have an agent who set me up on this and I took it every month. Cause
So when I spoke with, and I apologize, I don't remember if it was you, or your sister.
no worries.
But absolutely was trying to jump on the Go plan.
Yeah,
And again, I know that we needed to do the initial stuff first, so I hadn't really heard back, and so I finally just got a return, a reply. So I guess it wasn't the mix of all this stuff, which I'm grateful because I've already spoken with Rob,
awesome,
right? So I
yeah,
tried to get some command stuff with Rob at that time, and I think it was my contacts. I showed me how to do the phone, which was that was pretty easy.
that's great.
But yeah, I think I almost want to like invest up front. I might not be able to play it out as long as I'd like to,
Right,
but I might have to break it into sections or something. Because I might not be able to afford the whole thing right at once.
right,
So
and
now I'm in a situation where I was ready and then the money just kept going. So if I got the money, it kept going.
right, yes, yeah.
So I'm already at a point where I'm like,
Yeah, and with our gold package, there's just a 30-day, so like if you did want to cancel, that is totally an option. And two, we just, through all the chaos, did kind of revamp our package to include in the onboarding kind of a full digital suite of your current branding
yeah,
and then a custom branding comp. So I think, let me resend you one more email.
okay.
And with the updated stuff, and if you have time to meet one more time, I would love to go through it. with
No, I
you.
would love that.
Okay, I appreciate your patience. You have no idea. Thank you. And yes, and so that might, it is like, because then we can do a full sweep and then
I see
also,
all the names up here. Well, I know BJ uses you.
yes.
I'm here, because I know BJ.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
really,
realize that.
really interested in enjoying meeting everybody and finding out who's using who and what, why. And obviously you came well recommended, you're here now. But you know, you can't speak highly enough. I see his stuff. I do see what his social media is looking like. Yeah. The ladies, they do.
Yeah, we do it all.
So
We do it.
again, I kind of feel like I might not need to be at that level quite yet, because I don't even know my contract stuff yet. But as I learn more, get ready, I think, like you said, maybe initial sweep.
Right,
That, because I kind of got something set up, but I just need to rebrand it, refocus.
right. And that's, yeah, that's really ideal for, yeah, when you have multiple things going on. It's not just like when new agents sometimes go on, they're just a new, so it's like a little different.
So I could focus, I think I'm overwhelmed with how much I'm having to learn, and how much I'm having to prepare.
Mhm.
And if I could just focus on cleaning up my contacts,
Right,
like
right.
that would be
And that would be a little use of your time.
absolutely.
This is built up as you data bank, is, they do a lot. That's really what it's all about, is creating that and making it cleaner than just,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think,
For my previous businesses, I do have the addresses. The stuff, right? So I probably could get to the 200 mark pretty quickly. The rest of them, that are just contacts with names and numbers, I have to do a little bit deeper dive, but then, hey, that's a whole other potential list of contacts that I could then move slowly over.
so true, yeah.
Yeah, but that's exciting to
Yeah.
actually think that that's a cool possibility and it's gonna move pretty fast. The
That's-
part of this is not exciting. Right.
Right, I mean, yes.
I came here today and I still was like, holy, this is lost.
It is, but it's a full job in itself. I
Yeah.
mean, we just do the marketing and you have to do all of these things as a realtor. So yeah, absolutely. Let me shoot you an email with the new kind of presentation and I'll shoot you our link that you can book with too, so that we can go over any questions that you would have. But yeah, we can now, we can really get the ground running. We have like a creative director involved and everything, so
Awesome.
I'm really excited about this. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh.
I really appreciate your time.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming. I really
My
appreciate it.
pleasure. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, you too. Have a great day.